Well, today I've got an exciting guest. Joe Cate, former city manager, and he's been in Cleveland his whole life. And he's got so much knowledge, we probably won't even get it covered before he has to leave. So, is Tom Cate your first cousin?
Yeah.
See his
dad, John, and
John?
my brother, and my father, J.E., were brothers.
I knew John real well.
Yeah, he was a good one.
What, was he a real estate? What was he exactly?
Well, for most of his life, he ran Cate Brothers men's store downtown, 35 years or more, I guess. And it started out, my father and he and another brother, Buddy Cate, they started when I guess John was just in college, opened it up. There had been a Cate men's store downtown for 40 years before that, I guess. So,
That was back when they called it a haberdasher.
I guess,
place.
But he did that for me, and then he started, you remember Mr. Sharp? I can't remember the real estate company.
Not Jim.
No, this is way back. I guess John got his license under him, and then he started Cate Realty, and then my father they were co-brokers. So.
Oh. What was your dad's name?
J.E.
J.E.
Cate, yeah.
I remember John at John Kinder's.
Oh, yeah.
That was when he was always...
Yeah, they were tied.
They were the two Democrats, right? We're sort of back in that, but that was when the Democrats were as much like Republicans as they are today, I guess.
Yeah.
But so now, what other Cates are? Did you run around any with Tom when you were younger?
He's younger. He's 6 years younger, I think. So
Which is
he
not
was my
much.
younger cousin. Yeah.
Did y'all
His brother Brad and I were really close.
How old was Brad?
When he died?
Yeah.
I think 33 maybe. Yeah, he was.
I remember when he died. I was
we
just
were real
a kid.
tight. We were 2 years
I didn't know
apart.
him. But
He would have been 68 now if he'd lived. So.
he was supposed to have been a really good guy.
Oh, he was. He was a lot of fun, smart. Had a good business going as far as I know. He was early on in computers.
Way early, wasn't he?
It's called Cleveland Computing, I think is what it was called.
And you're wonder how long the Cates have been from Cleveland or Bradley County.
Maybe 5, 6 generations.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Golly. Did you see that new book they've got at the library, the 1840 census with the phone numbers in it?
Huh.
I went and got one at the library. They're just $10, but I wonder if the Cates are in
1940 or 18? Oh, really?
No, let's see.
Couldn't been very many.
Was it 1840 or 1940?
Been 1940. Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't have phone numbers. I believe it was 1840.
Oh, so it was addressed.
It was a federal census.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I wonder if the Cates were in there then. Is Cate an Indian name?
No, it's English. That's where and it's different. There's Cate, spelled different and different things. But you remember next to Raymond, his James Cate that lived next door?
Yeah, Jim they call him.
Jim, yeah. He was a distant cousin, but we all claim each other. We all came from the same, but we're probably fifth or sixth cousins or something.
I remember Raymond would go and he would always bring Raymond, was it plums?
I guess, I don't know.
He had a plum tree.
Yeah. He was a nice man. He was a gentleman.
He was a gentleman, a crooner, I guess they called him in the day.
Yeah.
He owned where they had the Jack's Clean right there, which is now Jersey Mike's.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Well, that was the Cate farm where Bradley High School is, and all the development behind it there, where Tom ended up doing it with Brenda.
Oh, that's right.
That was
so was that which Cate was that the Cate whose farm was that originally?
It was his father or grandfather. His father and grandfather were both mayors of Cleveland. So,
Cleveland. It makes you wonder how we made it, doesn't it, with all these different people.
Yeah.
Were you a graduate of Bradley High?
No, Cleveland, 1971.
You were like the first group, one of the first groups.
My 67 was the first to graduate.
Charlie McKenzie was the first graduate.
No, he was 60. He was 68. My sister, 67. That was the first year. When I went to Arnold in the 7th grade, that was when they were transitioning. It went 7th through 11th grade, and then in the 12th grade, they finished up Cleveland High, and that was the first class. It was class of 67.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, it's a lot of history's gone by, hasn't it?
And 68 was the state championship, but that was really the football. That was the class of 69, Steve Hickson and Bill Varnell and all those people, Bill Emmendorfer.
And Bill Varnell just died a few
That's
few
where
weeks.
I saw you.
That's right, I
That's
saw
how
you
got
there.
me here.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Who would have thought that? Boy, I hated that about Bill.
Yeah, I like that.
He was real calm, wasn't he?
He's a neighbor of mine that lives down the street, and I noticed his yard was I was a little worried about him. I started to stop by and check on him, but I figured he'd fuss at me if I did. So.
Are you still in charge of the hiking crew?
Oh, we hike. I had a kind of a bunch that went pretty regularly, but we've kind of
What, 10 or 5?
people.
Yeah.
I don't know. It varied. I mean, it was.
Would they have a group email or a website? Or
It was just friends.
It
was
wasn't
a
nothing.
joke. We called it a hiking club.
Yeah.
It was a joke. Wes Snyder used to hike with us a lot.
Would you go once a month or what? Or just whenever?
Well, I hike during the spring, fall, and winter. I don't hike in the summer, and usually try to hike once a week or something if I can.
I saw a map the other day that had all the falls of Tennessee in it listed. And we've got some pretty famous falls around here.
I thought our falls were good till about several weeks ago. We went up through New York, the western part, and did 17 waterfalls up there.
17.
And ended up at Niagara was our last one. Ours were not big.
Compared to that.
Yeah.
Are the rocks grayish or brownish?
They're gray, but it's the way the shelves, it just falls off. Cornell University, we went there, and there were 7 falls on this one trail on the college there.
It's funny how that water just keeps going. It's going right now as we're talking.
I'm about over waterfalls for a little while now. We did. After 17, we're about done with it.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Did you do any camping or just walking?
Not in this point in my life. I don't camp anymore. No.
So it was just mostly day trips?
Yeah, in and out. Yeah, day trips.
Like 20 miles total?
No, most I ever did was maybe 14. Usually minimum 5, something like that. According to where it is and how hard it is.
Do you
how
notice
hot it is.
people don't get together in groups like they used to, don't they? And do stuff like that?
Yeah.
Have you
Now,
ever?
there is a Cherokee hiking club, and I'm probably in it, but I never go on there. But they'll have from 3 to a whole lot of people. So.
Boy, it's a good thing walking, isn't it? Have you ever read the book Bowling Alone?
I have that book to read.
I have it to read too. I haven't. Well, I've skimmed it. I know enough.
I just ordered it about a week ago, and it's on my Kindle. I just finished the book on, well, you may be younger than that. Billy Hull and Paul Gray, do you remember them in Chattanooga? Had the nightclub.
Oh, yeah.
It was about a murder that happened in Chattanooga. I just finished that book this morning.
What was the name of that club?
Playlake
Paul
Club
Gray
was the
Playlake
most
Club,
biggest
yeah.
one, yeah.
Yeah. And so they had a murder there. Was that in that Columns magazine? They had a report on
I
it.
don't know. Billy Hull ended up going to prison over it. He supposedly hired killers to kill a guy that there was 2 people he wanted to kill, and both of them had had affairs with his wife. So.
Well, if I was ever going to kill somebody, I wouldn't hire it done, would you? I wouldn't leave anybody to.
That means somebody else knows about it.
Yeah, good grief, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
It didn't work, did it? Is he still in prison?
No, He's dead. It's been long. But some guy had written a book. It's a short book. I just read it this morning. So.
Do you read a lot?
I do in certain periods of time. I do.
Why did you get bowling alone?
I don't know. The guy that wrote the book, I saw him on TV, and they were interviewing him about something.
I think the premise is that
We're
used to
alone
there
now.
be, yeah, and there used to be some camaraderie
Yes.
in the bowling leagues.
Yeah, that was the first clue, the first inclination that things were not, groups were not doing.
When they did away with the bowling, of course, it used to be. Oh, it's not talking about just bowling,
Yeah.
just the concept of.
Right.
There's no civic clubs like there used to be.
No.
On Tuesdays, Tuesdays and Thursdays, it was which club are you going to, right?
Yeah.
Wonder why they just dismantled like that.
I don't know.
I mean, I guess we need to
never
read
was a
that
big
book.
bowler. Yeah, I'll read the book and find out. So.
I don't know if but it's the way it's going to be. There's not going to be any changing.
In bowling, I was good for 1 or 2 games because I threw the ball so hard. My wife said that I scare the pins down. They fall down before the ball gets there.
Where did you bowl at when you bowled?
Oh, I didn't bowl much. North Lee and down in the village, I guess, when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm. Those slick shoes.
Ben Moore's over here. I mean, he's got a good ball. I took my grandson there a lot.
Is it still active there?
Yeah.
I guess that's the only bowling alley in town.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's bowling alone.
That's right.
I don't know if this whole concept of people will sit at home and look at their Facebook for hours
Cable TV.
and like a comment or like a picture of somebody's grandson.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new world, isn't it?
It is.
What do you think people
And nobody
like?
answers their phone either. Everybody has
Well,
one,
I've
but nobody
noticed
answers
that.
it.
I've noticed that. And you know, it's not even rude anymore.
No.
Used to it was rude
Yeah.
not to answer your phone.
Well, you know who's calling now. You can click it. So.
Take it, yep. Caller ID. Remember, they didn't even have caller ID.
I had when I worked in Chattanooga, I had a company car, and it had the first phones that came out in a phone. And I remember the neighborhood kids would come up and want to get on the phone and call. It was this big deal.
What was that, 85 or 6 or something?
89,
89?
90, something
I
like
guess
that.
so.
Yeah.
Remember when Jethro invented the car phone,
Yeah.
and they had the people down and they're all excited, and he took off in the car, but the cord wasn't long enough.
I hadn't watched those.
That
in a
was the
while.
first car phone, I think.
Could be.
Do you think, when you worked in Chattanooga, what did you do there?
I worked for I worked at the city, Cleveland, for from 76 to 89.
Oh, golly. So you were there with Eddie Botts?
Yeah, Larry Presswood's who hired
And Larry Presswood hired you.
Yeah,
He was one of my best friends.
yeah, he's a good one.
He was smart, I thought, didn't
Oh,
you?
yeah, he taught me a lot. He was the best delegator that's ever lived.
I can believe that.
The day my wife didn't remember it, but the morning I was going to leave to be city manager first day, she said, "Thank Larry Presswood." You know what she meant, don't you?
Yeah.
Delegate.
Yeah, delegate.
Yeah. Because I had to learn to do that.
Larry was not the most, he was not considered a big hard worker, was he?
No, but he got things done.
He really did, didn't he?
He did. He hired good people is what he did.
How would he delegate? What would be one of
Everything.
did he have any special sayings?
Called everybody Doc, I guess. And, you know.
See, I knew him.
He worked, I think he started the city in 74 or 5, and I came in 76, so he hadn't been there about a year.
Yeah.
And he started out as an assistant to the Mayor Death Row.
He thought the sun rose and set with Harry Death Row.
That's who, I thought a lot of him too. So.
What made Harry Death Row like that?
I don't know. He the way he carried himself and everything, I believe. So.
But everybody says, nobody
yeah.
disputes that.
No, I've never heard a bad thing at all about him.
Wonder what his trick was.
And his level of patience wasn't, I mean, sometimes when you hit that, he ended things real quick.
But wonder why he was so respected.
I don't know. I remember seeing he went to Vanderbilt, and he brought in one of his annuals one time, and I was going through it, and he was Mr. Everything. I mean, he was a big shot on campus. So
Was he from Cleveland originally? I think he was.
Yeah, Death Rows. Mm-hmm.
So so he hired Larry out of college, maybe?
No. Larry started out with the state planning office, and it's different than it is now. They would be city planners for multiple cities is what they would do. You don't know one city.
Yeah, regional planners, I guess they call them.
Yeah, and they work for the city. You know, a planner back then might have 4 cities they work for. Craig Bivens worked for Larry.
Is that right?
With the state.
With the state
planning. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was in graduate school, and we had a project in planning, in urban planning class, and it was the professor had gotten a contract with the city of McMinnville through the state planning office, and Craig Bivens was the planner, and that was in '75, and I remember we met with Craig, and I think we were doing a comprehensive plan or land use plan or something, and met with Craig, and the next time when we actually went to do the work, Craig had left, and he'd come to Cleveland to work for Larry. And that was,
was Craig from there? He wasn't from Cleveland, was he?
Yeah, Craig's from Cleveland.
Oh, he was originally from Cleveland?
Went to Bradley, yeah.
So Craig worked for Larry just out of coincidence, I guess.
No, Larry hired him. Craig was working out of college, he went to work for the Tennessee Department of Transportation as a planner there, and then Larry
I always liked Craig Bivens.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's still alive, isn't he?
Yeah.
Doesn't he live in Loudon or something?
No, he moved back. He lives up near the Greenway. He's got some medical issues right now. But
I hadn't seen him, I bet.
he doesn't get out, so. But anyway, Larry, I was in, also later, I was in that same year, I was in graduate school, and I needed an internship. Mm-hmm. And that was required, and I was looking in the state and had different things, and my dad said, come down, I want you to meet Larry Presswood. And so I came down and met Larry, and I guess we hit it off, whatever. And he didn't have any positions or anything, but there was the CETA program. You ever remember that?
No.
Comprehensive Employment Training Act, and it was during a recession. Ford was president there, and we had a recession, and they would, you worked for them. You would be assigned to a department, and you work for the city or county or whatever it was. And so Carl Collins was the county judge, and I got to meet him too, and he was over the CETA.
Is that right?
Yeah, about giving the jobs out. And so I got assigned with Larry, and I guess the first project I did was a Bradley Cleveland Community Service Agency. They were setting it up, and I wrote a transition plan and some grants and stuff.
Wasn't that hard to do? Did you know how to do that, or would they just throw you in there?
Well, I'd been in college for a long time, so I mean, I could read and write. So.
Is that Harry Johnson's group down there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that was originally started from a grant that you wrote and
Well, no, I didn't write I wrote the transition plan. That it was a multi-county. I think it was Progress for People or something it was called. And Bradley County opted out of it. They'd had some problems with it and formed just the county. It just covered Bradley County. Well, but I worked on some of the first grants there.
Well, that group does a lot of good.
Oh, yeah, they have.
It's huge.
On a shoestring.
They have no money, do they?
Not really. It was set up to, and it still is, to administer different programs and stuff, you know.
Yeah, they got like 5 or 6 different programs.
Yeah. But from that was a temporary thing, and then the city picked me up, hired me, basically.
After Larry found an opening, I guess,
Yeah,
right?
well, I guess, I tell you what got me hired is the fire station down on Ocoee, number one. I did do the grant for that, and it was $850,000, and the city didn't have to pay anything, so they liked me after that. So.
You were a superstar,
Yeah.
which happened to be next door to Bradley Cleveland Service.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but that was the first big project. And I got to run it and manage it and stuff. So.
Is that what you've pretty much done? Is been a grant writer?
I did for 25 years. I did a lot of that. But
But
just writing the grant, that's getting the money. Once you get the money, you have to administer it. I mean, you have to.
They don't just give it to you after you get.
You have to manage it and bid out and work with
Three bids,
you've done
yeah.
some of it. So.
Yeah, I've done stuff when they have grants, and you got to do it right.
Right.
They will get everybody.
Yeah. So you need somebody that knows what to do and what not to do.
Yeah.
But I did that. I worked 13 years for the city, and then went and took a job at the Southeast Tennessee Development District. I was their planning director till I became city manager.
Wasn't that like 9 counties?
10 counties.
10 counties.
Yeah, it was a very good experience. So
They built a lot of houses.
they do houses, industrial projects, water,
Sewer lines.
sewer, historic preservation, everything. We did everything.
So they administer those various things.
Yes.
Well, if people don't realize how much that sort of thing helps,
Yeah.
it would never get done otherwise, would it?
No, well, if you don't have somebody that knows what they're doing, you can get in a lot of trouble,
Is it federal money or state
Federal
money?
and state.
Oh, so whoever's got the,
Monies, you go for
you
it.
go for it.
Yeah.
Do they say, okay, here's the organizations that can apply for these grants?
Yeah, it would be cities. There's programs for cities and counties and nonprofits.
Remember that guy on TV that wore that crazy uniform that had dollar signs on it, and he sold that book saying
How to do grants.
how to do grants?
Yeah,
Was that bogus?
Yeah.
It doesn't work. If it did,
Well, I
you'd
mean,
do it.
I mean, he's not telling you anything you can't learn yourself. I mean,
But once you get it, it's the problem.
yeah. There's a misperception that there's all that money that anybody can get, and that's not true.
And then once you get it, you got to administrate it. And you can actually get something that you can't maintain over the long haul.
Yes,
Is that ever a problem?
Yeah. Well, I remember Max Carroll had to say and said, "Who's going to feed this elephant once you get
Yeah.
it?"
Now, who called you for the city manager? Who was that after? I remember. Who was
George Wood.
George Wood? Yeah, he was the city manager.
Left, and Janice was the interim.
Yeah, I remember that. And then they hired you.
Yeah, I was the second full time. So I know I'm at least one of the top 4.
Yeah. Was that different than being in charge of this? Was it easier than working for Southeast Tennessee?
It was different, that's for sure. There was nothing easy about it. I was glad I did it, but I was glad it was over. So
I mean, you'd get a call about everything, I guess, right?
Yeah, but overall, people were mainly good. And I don't know, there's pros and cons being local or not, Joe Fivas probably disagreeing with me. He's not local.
Yeah, because if you're local, you got too many people that you've got to turn friends and family and church members.
Yeah. But you know who will lie to you.
That's right. That's the advantage you had, whereas he might not.
Yeah.
And it made the city manager job might be different now than it probably evolved to
I'm
be different.
glad Cleveland has grown a lot since I was there. I've been gone. It'll be 16 years the end of June, so it's been.
How long was you the city manager?
6.5 years. I did it at the end of my career, I guess. So. But I was 54 when I retired. I was young. So.
You think would you have wished you'd retired later at 60 or something?
Oh, not at all. Not at all. enjoyed it. Now, for when I retired, the development district that I'd worked for before, they wanted me to do some work for them, and I did do. I don't know. I would do stuff like acquiring easements and stuff. I wrote some grants and helped them clean, but then clean up some messes. I found out when you're a consultant, you do stuff nobody else wants to do or can't do is what you do.
It's not just telling people what to do.
No,
it's clean.
It's clean up.
I always think of as a consultant as just one that comes in and gives advice, but that's not
30 miles away with a suit on. Yeah.
I always heard it was 50. No, 50 miles with a briefcase.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, when I worked at the district, we had to wear ties, and the reason is we were down in little small towns, and you wanted to be perceived as
like
somebody different.
Grootly Lager.
Yeah, we did work there.
Yeah. And
Palmer.
What's the other one up there?
Altamont.
Yeah.
Beersheba Springs.
I always heard it was Beersheba.
Well, that's how, but they call it Beersheba.
Beersheba. Which one's the farthest?
Tracy City. That's all in Grundy County.
But Altamont is the furthest away, right?
It's the county seat. It's kind of in the center, but there's no good way to get there hardly.
Now, Carl owns
He's in Grootly Lager.
Grootly Lager. Just to cross the four-way.
Yeah, he called me one day and said, Joe, I understand there's a sewer going in up there. Of course, then he was ready. So we had a sewer project going up there. And so.
Has that been the last 10 years, maybe?
Oh, no, that was...
A long time ago?
Yeah. That's why he got the,
So his place was never on sewer?
Well, you would no, that's why he did it.
Didn't he have a pump station too with that or something?
Yeah, I think so.
He didn't have just natural gravity?
No, I don't think so. No, it was pumping. But did you do some work up there or something?
Yeah, and Carl's a good friend of mine. I remember I went up there for that very reason. And I remember him showing me the pump tank. Isn't that funny what you remember?
Yeah.
How did I remember that?
I don't know.
That's been 10 years ago or more.
I don't know. That was 20 years ago or more when he did it, I think, built it. Farmers Home Administration, when he started getting them and then became rural development, they really liked Carl Collins because he did a good job.
Yeah.
He kept all his apartments were all first class.
And THDA rules?
Yeah, they like him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They sure did.
Now, if you go back in the day when you were, say, 78 or 77, you had Max Carroll, Carl Collins, Larry Presswood, Eddie Botts, Harry Deathrow, all of those old heads. Could they operate in today's society, or is there no question those guys could operate no matter what?
Could. Absolutely they could, yeah.
Larry could use a smartphone, couldn't he? He'd figure it out.
Maybe.
He'd have somebody He'd have somebody come over and program that.
Yeah. Larry he was the last, he'd get his gas pumped, what was that one?
Oh, yeah, liners.
I guess you paid a quarter, you paid a lot more.
Larry didn't mind, did he?
Well, he came. So one day he said, Larry, you can pump it yourself and save money. And so it was a day or two later. When he opened the door, we could smell him.
He'd spilled it on him.
It got loose on him, I think.
The last car he drove was that one that was in it looked like he'd come in a case, that station wagon that had the wood on the outside. Yeah. Oh, he called it Woody.
Woody, yeah.
But I'm still astonished at how many people really liked Harry Deathrow.
Yeah. Well, another story there in that same year when I was in school, trying to decide what to do, I was laying on the couch and watching TV, and this show came on, and it was a Nashville local talk show, and they had Harry Deathrow, and he was president of the Tennessee Municipal League, and Harold Bingham, who was the...
Harold, yeah, I remember Harold.
He was over the Tennessee Municipal League, and, well, maybe it was Harold Bingham. I don't know what his name was. Was Harold Bingham? That was the one in Cleveland.
Yeah, I don't
No,
think
this
Harold, but that Harold I knew probably.
This was a Bingham.
Yeah.
I can't remember his first name. And I listened to that show.
Larry?
No, it was this Mr. Bingham,
Yeah.
who was with Tennis Smith's League,
Okay.
and Harry Deathrow, who was president, so he represented all the mayors. And it was a great interview, and Mayor Deathrow talked about how where the rubber met the road, local government, and that really stirred some interest in me, I tell you the truth.
Is that right?
Yeah, watching him. And then it wasn't months later,
And that was when we had the strong mayor.
Well, it wasn't called strong mayor, no.
What was it
It's called commission form of government, board of commission.
Different than what we got now.
Commissioners. Oh, yeah. There were, let me get this, five commissioners. The mayor was basically, the mayor, I can't remember if the mayor had a vote. Maybe he did. Max Carroll was commissioner of finance.
Oh, yeah.
Buckner, that was commissioner of police. Kenneth Tinsley was fire and recreation. And
The road guy. What was his name?
Eddie Cartwright was over the roads. And they were over, the idea, the commission form of government came about, I guess, in the 30s to clean up government, basically. And the idea was to elect businessmen who would come in and be in charge of the department, but it wouldn't be their job. They would be businessmen that would be, and they would hire the department head. And there were some advantages to it, but there were some disadvantages too, because if that's the only thing you're concerned with, that's the only thing that you're going to be concerned with.
Your little section.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't necessarily be in the business of doing it.
Yeah.
But
the city changed. They were going to have to get more representative government, and it was
Why?
There never was a lawsuit. Well, in Chattanooga there was a lawsuit. That's when they changed.
Oh, so it was
They
coming.
had commission form of government in Chattanooga. Cleveland had it, and it wasn't that common to have that. I mean, the cities that size, because minorities had not been elected.
Oh, I see.
Because there was no district, it was citywide. So if you're citywide, it dilutes
they're not represented.
yeah. So they were going to have to come up with some form of government that had representative government, and had districts. And you could have had a strong mayor that ran everything, that's elected and every 4 years, or you could hire a city manager, and they went with the city management form. So, and the mayor, most cities that I worked with, the mayor didn't have a vote or anything. It was just ceremonial. But our mayor has a veto.
Oh, okay. So that gives him some power.
Yeah.
I remember Larry telling me that he'd say, if we ever had a problem, Harry would get it worked out in the hallway
Yeah.
before we went in.
Well, we would meet, and that ended. It went on for years. At lunch, you would meet at the Holiday Inn, and did you remember that?
The Holiday Inn or the meetings?
Well, they had a luncheon,
Uh-huh.
and if any citizen could come in there at that luncheon, and it was informal, no business could be voted on. You could just be, they pretty much worked everything out at the luncheon.
I see, yeah.
And then when they went to the 3 o'clock meeting, everybody pretty much knew what was coming.
I guess that's what Larry was talking
Yeah.
about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But he indicated that Harry would really get in there and work it out. He didn't want He didn't want any squabbling on the.
yeah, he kept it. Yeah, he did.
I never knew him.
Oh yeah, he's a good man. He was married to the Magic Chef rhymer.
Oh.
His wife was a rhymer, Magic Chef.
I know they got that house over on Parker. Is it Parker?
Mm-hmm.
That's the death row house. That's where they lived.
Mm-hmm. That was they built it. It looks like it's older than what it is, but they built it as a historic replica, I think.
Roger York worked at Southeast.
Yeah. He did. Well, he worked at the city with us at the city, and then
what was his title at the city?
He was a rehab inspector. Did the for housing rehab inspector. Ralph started out with us. Ralph
Oh, is that
yard.
right?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
And Roger was hired on also, but Ralph became the building inspector. Then Roger was and when I left the city, housing rehab was down to not that much going on, but I was able to get a lot of stuff at the development district over the 10 counties. We had too much work, and Roger was the housing. I brought him with us. He was always a contractor. He never wanted to. I tried to get him, he wouldn't do it. But he did a great job. Yeah.
And Ralph built houses.
Oh yeah.
For years.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
He ran for public office too, didn't he? One time.
Yeah.
And lost or something.
He was a county commissioner for years.
I remember I had a problem down at the county one time, or the city, when Ralph was inspector. And the guy was a real nut. He was a nutcase. And anyway, so he came down to the city in behind me, and I briefed Ralph. Ralph liked me. He always liked me. And that guy came through the front door, and Ralph grabbed him by the arm and said, "Step right in here, sir." And he shut the door, and I don't know what happened. 5 minutes later, guy walks out. He leaves. I never saw him again. And Ralph came up and said, "How you doing, Dee?" I never knew what he said to him.
I don't know.
I have no clue. And I remember I had a book thing that I kept all my files in, and Ralph said, "Boy, that's the dandiest looking file you got there." And I still carry that today. I've had it all these years. I remember him saying that. Isn't it funny what you remember, the things you remember?
Well, Craig Bivens taught me the most important thing. I had been in the city a little time, right out of school. And I'm walking down the street, and Craig came up and said, "Joe, you need to have a notebook in your hand." He said, "I worked at Bowaters, and you always had to have a tool."
Yeah.
If you had a tool, and I always carried a notebook after that. And so,
Well, that's genius.
it is.
That's genius.
You look like you're busy, no matter if you're going to lunch.
And if you do need it, you got it.
That's right.
Well, that's genius.
Yeah.
If you carried a notebook and a tie, they'd hire you, and they wouldn't ask you, and they wouldn't
That's
ask you
right.
what you charged.
That's right.
I remember at the city, I was on the
Nothing's in a notebook anymore, though.
No, but you could still carry it.
Yeah, that's
make the view.
Yeah.
I guess these young kids would know what it's for. Surely they'd know that it's for taking notes.
Yeah.
I was on the planning commission with Craig,
Yeah.
and then later, because he had that tier zoning
Yeah.
that really worked good, I thought.
It was pyramid zone.
Pyramid zoning.
Yes.
I thought it worked good.
Yeah, but in the planning textbook, that's the worst.
That's the worst. But in my opinion,
Yeah.
it seemed to work well.
Yeah.
And so we would come up with something.
Well, he didn't do it. I think that's just the way it
yeah,
was set up for
but
him.
he
had to
did.
administer it, I guess.
He had to administer it.
Mm-hmm.
So later on, after he left, and they started
Mm-hmm.
adjusting, because even with the pyramid thing, some things are not zoned correctly still yet. So we had the phrase, "Oh, that was BCB,"
Yeah.
which was before Craig Bivens.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny how some of those old guys, I'd love to see Craig.
You go visit him.
I think I might go see him sometime. I wouldn't know him if I saw him, but he was always a real calm guy. Do you ever remember Troy Dixon?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was right in that group, right? Carl got his job.
He wrote
got him
a book.
a job.
Remember the book he wrote on?
Oh,
the
do
lake?
I?
Yeah.
Journey to Public Office.
Yeah, that's it.
I got his picture here. I thought this was when he was at my office.
Yeah.
That's him at my show that. Can you see that, Glenn?
And
Troy L. Dixon. He was a head prognosticator, right?
he was. And when your cousin was applying for the job when I was,
Well, funny you mention that because here's
That's two.
Tim and Troy.
Yeah.
Get that one, Gwen. That's a good
He
picture.
did. Troy did not know me, and I think he worked. He tried to keep me. But he came up to me.
Troy was a hired gun.
About a year after I'd been in, and came up and apologized to me.
Is that right?
Sure did.
What was it he said?
Well, he just told me a few things he did, and he apologized. And I'm not going to say what they were.
Was he doing dirty pool like he does?
Yeah.
I think he did some dirty pool on Eddie Botts, maybe.
Probably.
On the easement or something.
Oh, on that property somewhere. Yeah, I remember that. It's when George Poe beat him.
Yeah, and Troy and somebody, I don't think it was Troy, but ran an ad that was bogus the night before or the day before.
2 days before, yeah.
That sort of politics doesn't even work anymore, does it?
I don't know.
I mean, because you don't get you still get the banner?
Yes, I do.
Twice a week or 3 times?
Must be 3. Comes in the mailbox.
How big is it?
Not very big. My wife does crossword puzzles, so she likes to get it.
Do you get it mostly out of nostalgia?
That and obituaries, even though I could look it up, just to say we've got a local paper, I guess.
I don't think they have but about 6,000 subscribers. Can you imagine that?
And I'm one of them. Yeah.
I believe that's correct.
Well,
they moved out of the building.
Yeah. Yep. They sure did.
Boy, everything's changed right before us, hasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. The banner was a big thing. Remember when we've had Morning Sun?
The Morning Sun. Yeah. Let's see now. Was Carl?
I've got an old coffee cup from that.
Was Carl involved in that?
Maybe, I'm not sure.
Or was it Glenn Ramsey?
Glenn Ramsey probably was.
And Zane Harris. Was Zane Harris?
I don't know. I can't remember who it was. And then there was that.
The Morning Sun.
What was the one when I city manager?
That Bradley Weekly. Remember that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is that the one that had the anonymous writer?
Yeah.
Who was that?
Well, it was different people, I guess. I never did figure out who it was.
I think I know who it was.
I have my suspicions.
You'll have to watch one of the podcasts because I think the answer is revealed. What was the name? What was that?
It was the Weekly.
Yeah, the Bradley Weekly. Toby Pendergrass was worked for him.
He was a good writer.
He is a good writer.
They had several good writers.
He's one of the best, isn't he?
They had several good writers from that. Susan Shelton, she owned it.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, I do know her. Yeah. What was that guy's name that wrote that? The anonymous writer.
Newman.
Art Newman. Art Newman. Yeah.
I was in there.
Wonder how they came up with that name.
I don't know. I've got a picture of me. It was when. Do you remember when the police turned in the complaint on Lee Reese, his police chief?
Yeah, do I?
And all the policemen showed up at the city council meeting.
Yeah.
And when the meeting was over, they were all down in the parking lot. And I went down there and got in the middle of them. Do you remember that?
I remember that.
And there's a picture of me down in the middle there. Anyway.
And
there was a caricature. They had an artist guy.
What
was his name? They had a picture. I've still got it, so I need to frame it.
I really liked Lee Reese.
Yeah,
I don't know whatever happened to him.
Last I heard was Florida. He just went down to Florida.
He always wore his suits a little too long. Remember that?
Yeah. That was a tough time, though.
Yeah, and that guy would put eggs at his house. Remember that?
People were
deliver it. What was it they had against him?
I don't know.
I don't even remember what it was, but they just didn't like him, did they?
Yeah. He ended up retiring, which was probably good.
Do you think some people in public office, it doesn't matter if they do good or not, if some people are liked and some are not?
Yeah.
True. Does it have nothing, sometimes it has nothing to do with their ability, right?
Right, that's true.
That's just human nature, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but he had a problem as far as in the department. He did. And they wasn't shy about telling me either.
I just remember I used to go to some parties, and me and him be the only one there that didn't drink at some of those Christmas parties, and I always thought, well, that was admirable of him, you know. And but I wonder sometimes, like I remember back at the old election days, and Troy Dixon would be there, and he'd be WCLE would be there, and Tom Rowland would be calling the numbers, and everybody'd be at the courthouse, and David Ellis would be across the. He'd say, "We've got
graduated high school."
Yeah, and he'd say, "We've had trouble counting." Remember, he always had trouble counting to kind of keep everybody. In, Troy said he just did that to keep everybody in suspense. But I miss those days.
I don't know what happened to David. I hadn't seen him in years.
You know, I haven't seen him either. David Ellis.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny how you go along and all of a sudden you hadn't seen anybody in years and you're not even sure if they're dead?
Yeah, I know it. You know what's always good is when I run into somebody that I think is dead and they're not. That's always a good day.
And you can't.
That's happened several times. I can't say, man, I thought
you got to say, hey, and what I hate is.
I thought you were dead, man.
I tell you what happened to me the other day. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Speaking of not knowing if somebody's dead, so I'm driving down Inman Street, and this guy pulls up next to me, and he's waving at me. And so I roll down the window, and I'm thinking to myself, I better figure out quick who he is because I'm supposed to know this guy. You know how.
But you're kind of famous now.
Well, supposedly. But he said, hey, you're stopping traffic back there. Well, I still thought it was some guy from high school that was pulling my leg or something. And I said, oh, really? He said, yeah. Held up his badge and had me pull over. It wasn't anybody from high school, and it wasn't a joke.
Was it a county or city or?
I can't say.
Oh, okay.
But
did you get out of it?
Not yet. But it's funny how.
What were you doing? Driving too slow?
I wasn't doing nothing.
No.
It really wasn't. I thought it was I literally thought it was a friend from high school, and I was trying to think of where I knew him. You know.
Yeah.
Hey, I saw a guy.
Did he have black windows?
They were already down.
Oh,
I thought
okay.
because they were waving at me, I thought they were, you know, I was trying to think, oh, where did I know him? Because I sometimes see people in town and I'll have a conversation with them and I'm thinking, well, I hope they don't ask if I really know who they are because I can't think.
Yeah.
And another guy flagged me down yesterday and red light, waved, and I waved, and I know him. I know him just as well as I know you, but I cannot think of where I know him from.
I'm terrible with names. Unless I grew up with you, I may forget your name sometime. I'm not good at names, but I know faces. I know faces well.
If I saw him 30 years ago, but now I was at another restaurant here last week, and this guy came up to me, and he was talking to me. Where did I know? And he was an old guy. And I thought, where did I know him from? I graduated high school with him.
Yeah, I know.
He was an old man.
Yep. Hell, I turned 70 2 weeks ago.
70?
That's weird.
God, you don't look 70.
That's weird.
You look 60, doesn't he, Gwen? Or
45.
less? Did you say 70?
I did. I turned 70.
When did you turn 70?
May the 12th.
You're same age.
Still not getting over it. It's a weird one. And when you say you're 70, everybody gets in shock. They have a shocked look.
70's the new 60.
It must be, yeah. That means everybody that's my age has also turned 70. So
you don't look 70. I promise you don't.
Well,
I would have never guessed you were 70. You think it's the hiking?
I don't know. Genes, I guess. My mom never looked her age. So.
How old was your dad when he passed away?
He was young. He was 67. He'd had heart problems from 50 till 67.
You don't have any problems at all, do you?
Except that I died 5 years ago.
What from?
Heart attack.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What'd you have, a blockage?
Yeah. Had no clue. Been hiking for 3 days. We'd been up to Pickett State Park a whole bunch of people, and we came back. And do you know Gary Connor? Used to be in the court system.
Oh, yeah, Gary, yeah.
Gary. It was his surprise 70th birthday, and we were having it at Willie's place in town there. And I guess we had 40, 50 people in there in the bar, the left side. And I was the third or fourth speaker. I followed Drew Robinson, and I had little funny things to say. I got up there and got almost to the end and fell over dead. You didn't know
remember?
that story?
No. Do you remember it?
Well, I knew I was going down.
Was it like a dream or something?
Well, I had, I knew, my thought was this is going to be embarrassing.
Oh, yeah.
Which it was.
Yeah.
I knew I was going down. But some people thought it was part of the act, you know.
Yeah.
But I hit the floor, but I was there with two best friends, both respiratory therapists, Jeff Gwynn and Bob Perry, and I was there with three nurses, and they saved me.
Did you black out after you hit the floor?
I blacked out before I hit the floor.
What's the next thing you remembered?
In the ambulance. The fire department was there in about 4 minutes, 4 or 5, and did the bam bam. And about 3 different people broke my ribs. Jeff did, but now see, Jeff Gwynn, he actually taught CPR. I mean, so
he jumped into action.
He knew exactly what to do. Yeah. He's my best friend. We were living in college together for 2 years.
I always think I would try to be heroic in those situations, but I wouldn't know what.
When we got down to Memorial, that doctor said, well, I hate to say this, but nobody survives. So whoever took care of you knew what they were doing.
So did you have what they call the Widowmaker?
Yeah, 100% blockage. No clue, no feeling or anything. Just fell over. But I'm all right, you know. Got to...
And how long ago was this?
That was February the 10th, 2000. Well, it's 5 years ago. It's been 5 years.
And you're perfect health now.
I was just shortly after that.
Did you ever do those things where they run that thing across your veins and see how your arteries are?
No, never have.
I always wonder if that's...
I don't know.
You still go to regular checkups now?
Yeah, well, once a year and everything. My numbers are all, everything's good.
What numbers?
I'll take medicine though. I'll
to thin your blood?
Yeah.
What do they call it, statin or?
Well, yeah. Well, that's for the. Well, yeah, that's what it does. It's blood thinners too.
You carry those nitro things?
No,
with you?
I'm not that guy. That one. They said there's plumbing or electrical. And mine was plumbing. Some people's it's electrical's a problem. So anyway, it's family history is what they said. And after they went through all the questions and everything, family history. So
it's hard to get away from genes and family history.
My dad had his first heart attack at 50. Well, and Brad, my first cousin, he was 33.
That's right. That's right.
So, but I'm all right.
Did you eat bad or just?
No, I didn't.
Never have eat bad?
I hadn't had beef or pork in 40 years.
You know, I was a vegetarian for 15 years. And
did you eat fish?
I didn't eat any
I'll
meat.
eat fish.
And it about killed me.
Oh, that didn't bother me.
I really...
You got to eat a lot of nuts.
When I got back on beef, felt so much better.
Oh, really?
I just think you just got to I just think
I don't
there's
believe
no
I could eat it.
substitute.
I don't believe I could.
On the Courthouse Square at 30 2nd Street is the law firm of Logan Thompson Law. Since 1965, they have served the legal needs for the good citizens of Cleveland-Bradley County. If you've got a problem, they're no problem. Give them a call.
But I wouldn't think a thing about being, I wouldn't think a thing about being 70, but there's nothing you can do about it.
How old are you?
I'm 57.
Oh, I can't even remember.
I feel 27.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't feel any different.
Well, I've had a bad knee My whole life, I mean, since I was 15. And everybody knows getting knee replacements. Mine's still hanging in there barely.
I believe I'd hold
My
off.
back's better than it was. I had bad back for 20 years. I know I do some exercise. So some things are better. I don't know, my back's
Do
better.
you do stretching?
Yeah, I got a friend that's a physical therapist, taught me some exercise I do every morning. But
I stretch every morning for 6 minutes, 6, 7 minutes.
But man, I had a bad back it is over 20 years. It's awful. And it was just,
How did you retire at 54? I don't know if I could have
mentally done.
mentally done it. Maybe even financially, I don't know.
I
But
was ready. My wife and I retired on the same day, so I think that made
were
a big
you
difference.
looking towards that the whole time?
Well, I mean, I had it in the back of my mind that I had that option, or I could have had that option.
What did you just a saver, real manage your money and?
I'm all right, yeah. And I had a pension, and so, yeah.
I mean, was it like I could keep work? You could obviously keep working and make more money.
Yeah.
But that wasn't what you're aspiring to do.
I did work, I was 54, I did that consulting with the development district, did some work for life bridges and different things. And for 8 years. And when I turned 62, I said, I can get Social Security, that's enough.
So you thought
Pretty much I was making what I would on just doing that side stuff part-time. And it wasn't that much, but when I look back, it was a lot, but when I 62.
But it wasn't that. I want to call it daily duties. Daily duty. It wasn't. It was away from the daily responsibilities. It was just consulting, and you could get it done when you could, and that sort of thing.
90% of the work at home.
Yeah.
I also found out you get a lot more done at home than you do in an office, work-wise.
I don't know if I could or not.
Well, it's according to what you.
Did you have to have a room specifically to where you could go to that room and do the work?
Yeah, I have an office at home.
So you really stay focused, shut the door and all that stuff? Because I'd get distracted at home, I think.
I hadn't regretted one day, and I haven't missed a meal either, so,
And if we die, what's the big deal if we have money left over when we die? Well, that'd be pretty stupid, wouldn't it? Die and have a whole lot of money?
Yeah. Well, if you got kids, I guess they don't think it's done.
Well, just get life insurance. I think that's a big key, is get life insurance when you can. Get as much as you can.
Man, it gets expensive when you get old. And
well, you get those things that last forever, like what they call them, whole life or something. And then you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah, but, I mean, if everything's paid for, do you need life insurance? I mean, for your wife or whatever. I mean.
Probably not.
Yeah, and if you got income coming in. So.
Yeah, so probably not. But I mean, if you had the life insurance, it might bridge the gap between what's not paid for.
But it is harder to retire if you don't have a pension or a 401k that's pretty big and all that. So
It would be impossible.
Yeah.
Do you think you'd been better off mentally if you did work till you're 62?
Yeah, but it was work, but I could quit any day. I mean, it wasn't like.
It makes a difference, doesn't it? So since 62, you hadn't done.
But there was a few little projects that were kind of tough, and I said, well, I had enough hard work. I'd like to get some easy work.
If somebody called you today and said, Joe, we need help. We want you to help us write this grant. Would you say okay, or you'd say I'm not going to do it?
Yeah.
What if they say?
Well, it's changed a lot since I had.
What if they say we really need you back?
Nah. I don't think so.
Well, how do you get out of it? Because I have people calling me about jobs and I can't get out of it. I can't
I've
say
heard your
no.
voicemail. I've heard your.
Just don't call me no more. It don't work. They can text now. I can't reply in the text.
Yeah. That's very original what you've got. First time I called it, I'm like, what is this?
What does it say? I'm not taking any more jobs?
I'm not taking any more jobs.
Well, that gets me a lot of business.
Yeah. Do you still have the ones in Charleston, little tiny house?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that going good?
Going real good.
Well,
yeah.
great.
I enjoy it. I just got a text from a guy wanting to rent it right now.
Yeah.
And
That fits a real need there, doesn't it?
yeah, I don't like I'm getting to where I want less stress,
Yeah.
less things, less moving parts.
Yeah.
You know, I could be a minimalist real easy. Could you?
I don't know. Probably. I might be. Yeah, I might be. I don't know.
You might be a minimalist. I mean, you don't have like 5 houses, right?
No, I've got one house. Got a small farm, very small.
Where is it, in Bradley County?
Yeah, it's out on White Oak Valley Road.
You have a house there?
Well, there is a tiny house trailer that the lady lives in, but we've got gardens, a couple of gardens out there.
You don't have any, when you go out there, you don't have anywhere to get out of the sun?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of trees.
You don't
Gardens
have like
in the sun.
You don't have like a tent or a canopy or nothing?
Mm-mm.
You have water?
Got a well. Mm-hmm.
Is her trailer on the well too?
Mm-hmm.
So, but so she lives there, but you still go out and tend the garden?
Oh, yeah.
Once a week?
We're not having a good year this year. The tomatoes got blight. I have a lot of friends in the summer, and we give our tomatoes away, most of them.
I love tomatoes.
But we've gotten blight. I think I should have rotated or something that comes from the soil that comes up. So we're fighting that right now.
Well, I always start going to the farmer's market on
Yeah.
Peerless
Oh, I do that.
about July the 4th.
Yeah.
If you get them before July the 4th, they're not the same.
We're growing less vegetables and more flowers now. So my wife likes them, and I've started liking them.
Yeah.
It's kind of neat.
Yeah. There's a lot of very different
wildflowers.
Yeah.
And,
But boy, so your tomatoes don't come out at all? Not doing any good, or?
we've got 40, and probably 5 of them aren't doing good at all. Some of them, but you have to pull those little black leaves off.
What kind do you plant?
Beefmaster, Rutland, just different.
Better
kinds.
Boys? And,
Yeah, just whatever.
well, there's nothing better than that.
No.
There's nothing better.
And all that work, when we get the first one and eat it, we always say it's worth it.
I like them when they're just a little acidic, acidy. You know what I'm
Yeah,
talking about?
yeah.
That little,
And they're good. There's nothing like it.
there's nothing like
And
it.
I'll eat it 3 times a day when I've got
Well,
it.
I'll eat it for supper. I'll just cut up two tomatoes and put salt and
Yeah.
pepper on them. Maybe a little Velveeta cheese, on the side. And maybe some...
Makes a difference in chili and soup and everything.
oh, yeah. But I just eat them like slice them up with saltine crackers or something.
Yeah. Well, as a kid, I hated gardening. I lived next door to my grandfather, and all he did was work. All he wanted to do was work, but now I don't mind it now.
Well, now if they don't make it, as long as you get a couple of bushels or...
Yeah.
that lady at the farmer's market, if you go in, she's the first one there on the left. She must get there at 5 to get that spot. And she's got the best, man.
Well, the guy that's usually there on the left, first one there, or right, that grows those, he's up in,
Wrong,
what do you call it?
Dayton?
No.
Dayton Mountain?
No, he lives over next to Polk County, next to the Mennonites.
Oh. I know who you're talking about. He's either if he's not the first on the left, he's the second
I
because
bought
she
from
got
him
the.
for years.
Yeah, I like him too.
But my theory is grow twice what you think you'll need and hope half makes it. So. And if I've had bumper crop years and I can't give them away. I can't even hardly get rid of them.
I don't much care for. I like Roman tomatoes. It's just not the same.
Yeah.
But tomatoes considered a fruit. It's not a vegetable.
Yeah. But we can't grow everything out there because the deer eat it.
Yeah, that'd be a problem.
They eat the okra and green beans. They just mow it down.
So how much would you plant? How big is your garden?
I don't know the size. Well, we've got 40 tomato plants.
Got any corn?
I don't do corn. Squash, potatoes.
Potatoes? Red potatoes?
Red and white.
Boy, if you got to have butter on them, don't you?
Yeah.
Real butter.
Yeah.
You ever go out to the Amish?
Yeah.
I do too.
Matter of fact, I'll go out there and buy enough to freeze, a freezer full. That's what
My wife went out there yesterday.
What do they have?
They've got lettuce, mostly lettuce. Lettuce is coming in.
Yeah.
Well, they've got good lettuce. It's that big leaf, hearty. It's good. And you get honey this time of year.
Yeah.
Because local honey and everything, you get that. But living in Cleveland, you never aspired to live outside of Cleveland?
Well, I went to MTSU, Murfreesboro, and I graduated, and there wasn't any jobs. It was right in the middle of a bad recession and stuff. It was 75. And so I stayed and went to graduate school. And I didn't think I would come back to Cleveland because I didn't think there would be a job in what I wanted to do. I wanted to work in local government, and that's where my interest was. I really didn't think I would come back. So it was with Larry popping up there and that just happening. And my dad called and said he started, you need to come in and meet him. He's starting to do stuff like what you want to do. That's what he said. He didn't know exactly what it was. But.
What made you want to be in government like that? I mean, what was, do you think that was the first?
Well, I grew up going to Cate Brothers and a lot of politics talking there. My God. Yeah,
they were there on across from Wholesale Supply, that little brown building. Is that where they were at?
No, they were next to Merchants Bank, and they were in, and then they ended up at the end where Law's Men's Shop. They were in 3 different locations downtown, right downtown, and that was a political hotbed there and everything, a lot of stuff going on. So I guess that instilled my interest hearing all that. But I don't know, I was just a student of government. That's what I took in school.
And what about in high school?
But I did take a lot of business, and my dad made me take the real estate exam and all that. But my heart wasn't. I really wanted.
Did you ever get a license, real estate license?
Well, I was in school, and my daddy called and said I had taken some courses in college. Appraisal. I don't know. There's 3 or 4. I took law, real estate law, and he said, "I've signed you up for the test in Nashville." I said, "Hey, I don't take that test." "No, you go take it." I said, "I won't pass it." He said, "You'll pass it," and so I went and took it and passed it. And he said, "Well, I'll just retire it." So as soon as he got it, he retired it. So it never came out of retirement. And he said, don't ever let it expire. And I was paying $10 a year, and then it was $40. And then when they went online, they lost me.
How long ago was that you kept?
Till I was in my 50s or something. Yeah, 55 or something. Yeah. My
just did it because
my daddy told me to.
You've been a retired licensed real estate agent as long as you were in business.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And it was all grandfathered in. I would never have to do another thing. Yeah.
That wouldn't be my thing.
43560, isn't that?
43560.
That was.
When you quit doing it online, did you say?
Well, I didn't mean to. It's just I never got a notice, and I forgot about it. Yeah. So that ended it. Ended my career.
Thank goodness. Was it like $10 to $40 a month?
It started out 10 a year.
Yeah.
And then it went up to a little more, and then the last was like 40, I think. But it
so for 25 years.
Oh, longer than that.
For 30 years.
From 1975 till 2005 or more. No, it's longer than that. Yeah.
Being in government this whole time, do you see any major problems with the government? Do you see a lot of government spending, wasting, or is it a necessary evil to keep control?
Well, I mean, it's a big part of the economy, no matter what, But there's always. I mean, I remember in the bureaucracies and everything, you would think, what does this guy do? But overall. Most people do a good job and try, I think, and their heart's in the right place. But there's, it's like any organizations. There's good, there's bad, I guess.
We talk about we don't want to be socialist and socialism and stuff. But these programs we're talking about is just another form of socialism. I mean, so is the road out here, and
Yep.
so is the, certain parts of the health care and Cleveland Bradley Services and
Yeah.
sewer to Grootly Logger, and all those things are. So you have to have a certain. What was it? What was the line that Larry always used to say? What was it? Tell the government to keep their hands off my Social Security. Remember he used to say that?
Yeah.
Because Larry was big into socialism, but not communism or nothing. Larry was always for helping the people that needed help.
I'm the same way.
And he was for dividing the pie up, or he used to say, all they want is a seat at the table. Remember him saying that?
Yeah. I mean, I'd get frustrated, of course, but I guess the last project I did as city manager was that we got that FEMA money to build the detention ponds down South Cleveland. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah, over there.
It was really for Whirlpool, and they ended up moving, I mean, because they flooded. And that was, the intent was to keep that from flooding, but it keeps the whole area from flooding too, the detention pond.
Yeah, that is a big,
I got so frustrated at FEMA. In one meeting, they said there at the end, and everything was in minutes, you know. They said, well, if you don't do this, you're not going to get any more money. And I said, we don't want any more of your money.
They've got a nice.
I think they're getting ready to do another.
Don't they have a trail around there and a nice railing fence and a
They have a
sidewalk?
fence.
And
Yeah,
I
I hadn't been down there since it was first built.
You may remember this, and nobody will remember this except maybe me and maybe you. But before you get to that detention pond, on this side, there used to be a grocery store. And it was down in that hole.
That's, is that 18th Street? You're talking about the detention pond back
down
the
south.
big one? Yeah.
Yeah, the big one. And it's across the road. And on this side of the road is a little
remember.
dip. And there used to be a grocery store there. And they sold wholesale, like old Fruit Loops or something.
Don't remember that.
Isn't that funny? I think I'm the only one that remembers that. But I think what you did there kept his from flooding. But back to that FEMA, well, that's a forest trying to figure all that stuff out.
Yeah, it is.
Remember when they were all up in arms about flood insurance?
Yeah.
It was coming to Cleveland or something, and people didn't. Let's see, what was it? They didn't want flood insurance or something.
I don't know. That was 73, I think.
Yeah, it was. I think Cleveland was like other rural towns now. There was no flood insurance available.
No.
Which, some of these places, they do flood.
You have to zone for it and everything,
Yeah, and then they changed the maps.
Well, and I wonder if the maps are even, how accurate are they now with all the changes in the climate and everything, flooding? And I mean, we're getting what used to be a 100-year flood. We're, some places in the country.
Getting the 500-year flood.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had this piece of property that we brought out of the flood zone, and it was above the flood zone. We're good. That wasn't the case. You had to apply to have a map change.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the map that was changed, the new map was not coming out for like a year. So there's like 2 years in between that the map is not accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to prove that what you did here, because if you bring something out of the flood, you're putting more water where?
Yeah.
And you got to say where.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Well, stormwater, the stormwater law came in when I was city manager. That was a tough one to start.
Oh, I bet.
We had people so mad at us and everything. But I mean, it was the law. I mean, when it had to do with the population of Cleveland because we had become an urban area,
So when you did that, you had to have
detention ponds and all that. Yeah, that was a tough one.
so like Polk County.
If people, I'm not involved anymore, I guess they're more used to it now. I mean,
They're used to it now. The question is not do I have to have one, but where am I going to put it?
yeah, I know it.
And that's and some of these
You
now.
knew it better than anybody was old Tony Kinder. You know, he ended up down in Chattanooga, but
Oh
man,
yeah,
he knew that stuff, man.
he knew that
And
stuff.
I offered him jobs twice, and he never would come to Cleveland. He ended up down in Chattanooga. So
You know, I was down there in Chattanooga, and I was getting a. They said, "You've got to come to a pre-construction meeting."
mm-hmm.
So I just walked in, you know, short pants and sandals, and all of a sudden there's these 12 department heads.
Yeah.
It was a big meeting, and I wasn't ready for that. I just thought I was going to come down there and you know, I didn't know what it was because we didn't have them here. And they started showing slides of the property, and
Was that here?
no, it was in
Oh,
Chattanooga.
okay, yeah, okay.
And I was not ready at all. And I was thinking, and I could tell all of these you know, they had the firemen there. I mean, all this just for one building. And I thought, what am I going to do here? And so this figure walks by because it was all glass windows, and I could just see him stop, and he backed up and said, well, prior to that, they were all giving me the riot act, what I was supposed to do that involved their department. So anyway, this figure walks by, and it stops and backs up and sticks his head in, and he says, "Is that you, Dee?" And I looked, and I said, and I was nervous the whole time. I said, "Yeah." And he said, stop in before I leave. I hadn't seen you in a while. And so I said, "Okay."
Who was it?
Tony Kinder.
Oh, yeah.
Would you believe they rolled the red? I said he was in charge of it.
Yeah.
They rolled the red carpet out.
Yeah. He was
Isn't that funny?
he's the stormwater guru.
He was the stormwater guru. I think maybe he's moved jobs now or something. But we went to lunch and everything. He was a great guy. But John Kinder was the best, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah, he was an artist, wasn't
He was an art. If you could get him to do it.
he? Yeah. Yeah, I liked him. He was good.
You know, John Cate, he would always carry a little piece of paper about like this. Remember? And he'd write stuff on it.
Did you ever see his handwriting? I don't know how he read it, but
Oh, it was real scribbly, but I think he'd take notes or something. Anyway,
I miss John. John died just a little bit before I became city manager, I remember.
he would have been proud,
And,
wouldn't he?
Well, it might have been for the best because somebody said something John could get.
Oh, he'd tell you.
Yeah.
And the older he got, the more he's like that, wasn't he?
He always had it in him.
I guess he just showed it more.
Yeah.
But he was real nice. He was always real friendly to me. Do you think that is Cleveland going to get bigger? So we outgrew the last
Yes.
form of government.
Oh, I don't know about the
Or
former
when-
government,
back
but we
when
are
you-
going to get bigger. There's no
Will we
doubt.
outgrow this form of government?
Well, I mean, the former government has nothing to do with the growth of the city. I don't.
But once the city gets bigger, is there another form of government, or is this good?
Well, I've never known that to be
So that when they changed it before, it was due to representation,
Yes.
not a
Yeah.
particular because
Yeah.
of size.
Yeah, and there was some people that wanted a strong mayor and give the mayor, you know, some cities the mayor, especially in like Chicago or something, the mayor is over the city. Well, Chattanooga has a mayor, and they don't have a city manager. City managers seem to be mainly in the Cleveland's very common the size for city management form of government. You know, you've got your Maryville and
Are they like us?
yeah, most cities are.
What about like Benton?
Benton has a mayor and some commissioners.
About like
The mayor always that was there for years. I mean, he just ran things. I guess it's some of his personality, some of it, but a lot of times the local officials don't even get paid, you know, in small towns.
yeah. Well, the commissioners here, they get paid. I guess they get paid
Yeah.
like county commissioners or something like that.
$600 a month, I think.
Not enough for it. Is it?
Yeah.
Who is that guy that used to be in charge of the road? Mitchell Lyles. Mitchell Lyles.
Mitchell. Well, he wasn't.
Was Mitchell Lyles?
He was police when he was, and then he was a city councilman too.
Oh, Mitchell Lyles' son worked for the road department.
Yeah. Well,
I
no,
believe.
you're thinking of Pat Lyles as the son. Richard Lyles.
Richard Lyles.
Yeah,
That's
Richard
what I'm
ran
thinking.
the
of.
city.
Richard Lyles.
Oh,
Yeah.
for years. Mhm.
I ate
He
breakfast.
was originally with the TDOT Highway Department, and then he worked for the city for 40 years, 35 years or something.
my whole life.
Yeah.
I ate breakfast at the old
He knew
Fort.
what he was doing.
He did. Well, everything was good.
Tommy now knows what he's doing.
I love Tommy.
Yeah.
Well, if you ever had to
Yes.
hire somebody, it'd be Tommy,
Yeah.
wouldn't it?
Yes.
Can you think of anybody better than Tommy?
No. No.
If you had to have heart surgery and they said, hey, all we got's Tommy, you'd say, well, that's good enough for me, right? I was in FFA with him. He was like that in school.
Was he really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Picks up things quick and everything. I
Well,
think.
he's just responsible.
Yeah.
He's just responsible type guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I had Don Balker. He was good.
Don
And,
Balker. He died of cancer, right?
Well,
I
he had
hope so.
Alzheimer's.
Oh, Alzheimer's.
I don't know.
Was it cancer? Oh, remember Larry Sells?
Yeah, I knew Larry. Yeah. Sure do.
He'd wear his referee clothes to work, remember?
Yeah. I remember him. He would come into Cate Brothers when I was a kid. He was 4, 5, 6 years old or something, and he was in college, I guess, or something. But he would come in. He was the loudest, biggest
Chewed tobacco.
talking over.
He'd put the whole big old thing in.
But I liked him. He liked me.
He had a son, I think. But it's so funny to think about.
And he was dad. His dad was Bland Sales. What his dad? I think.
Oh, I think, remember his cousin,
Don't know.
Liquorhead?
They wasn't cousins, were they?
I think they were cousins.
That's a
You know what I'm
Bryant.
talking about?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
Bryant. Yeah,
Larry Bryant.
Larry Bryant.
I don't know if they
I
were
liked
kin.
him.
Were they kin?
I think they were kin. I think that's how
Oh,
he got
yeah,
his
I like
job.
Larry was a
Because he
buddy.
was in charge of the signs.
Yeah. He was.
Isn't it funny you can stop and think about people? We could do this for another 2 hours thinking of people we had.
Snow Kaler did him. for
Snow
years.
Kaler, yeah. The motorcycle cop. You remember when he was motorcycle cop?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I tell you one of them think
I
about.
scared to death of him and then grew up. He was nice.
He wasn't nothing
nice
like that.
Man.
See, I used to eat I ate at the Liars table and Snow Kaler and Eddie Cartwright,
Yeah.
Ed Lewis,
Yeah, Ed's buddy.
and George Kyle. Remember George Kyle?
Yeah. I didn't know him.
I knew he was real nice. But
Man knew who he was.
those old guys, they made America great, didn't they?
Yeah. I don't see Ed anymore. I guess he's
Ed
still
Lewis?
coming alive at Liars Table.
Oh yeah, he's
I don't
fine.
go out there. They need somebody to talk about sometimes. I'm afraid to go. So
well, if you go, if you're not there, they'll talk
that's
about you.
what.
Sometimes they argue. Sometimes they'll switch sides just to have something to argue about.
I get reports from Eddie Cartwright on him though.
Oh
He's
yeah. Eddie's ingrained in Cleveland, isn't
Yeah, he is. He is.
he? He's been. I mean, he's been in public service and.
When I applied for the job down at the Development District in Chattanooga, Eddie always bring that up. Did he ever tell you that about
No.
that? And so Eddie was former chairman of the board down there at the.
Oh, is that right?
When he was county executive,
Oh, I see.
and knew the Development District well, and so I don't know. I guess I put him down as a reference,
Yeah.
and I guess, and they
He never forgot it.
they end up framing that letter from him. He talked about how great I was, everything. And in the end, he said, the only problem I have with him, he's a Democrat. That's the only problem. And
He can write good.
They got a kick out of that.
He gives a good speech, doesn't
Oh,
he?
yeah.
He's he's an orator.
He is.
So he put it at the bottom, the only problem I got with him is he's a Democrat.
Yeah.
There's not many Democrats in Cleveland, is there?
No, not many.
Couple hundred?
I don't know. Maybe.
But I vote. I don't necessarily vote strict like
Yeah.
that. I'm real flexible. So, do you have any hobbies besides hiking?
But not really. I mean, I used to fish. I hadn't fished in a couple of years. I used to be a big fisherman. I hike and I bike and I walk and
What kind of, you bike on the Greenway?
yeah, I did this morning.
Where do you hit it? Where do you get on
I just
that?
do the whole thing.
Where do you get on that?
Usually at Home Depot.
You drive all the way up there from where you live?
Yeah, I don't live far though.
I thought you lived down close to.
I live up on Lenox Hills, which is.
Oh, okay.
Today I went because if it looks like it might rain,
Yeah.
you park in the middle because that way if you get caught in the rain you'll be halfway.
Now,
It's about 10. That's all I want to do is 10 miles. So.
Is it 10 miles both ways or 5?
If you do the whole, you just do the whole thing and come back where you started. And
But now, when you do the whole thing, do you go up to where it ends by Champy's Chicken?
yeah, you go
So you
up
go-
there and
you
you
take
turn
that-
around at
Turn around. So you do
on
the.
Coy Street, and then you go all the way up to Willa, and it goes on a little bit past Willa, and eventually it'll hook up to the village, Village Green. But,
And then you go all the way to the Home Depot and then further?
yeah, it goes. Yeah,
Where does it go past Home Depot?
not far on a bike, 5-10 minutes, something like that. It's nice.
Must have got half a
Greenway's
mile or
nice,
so.
Yeah.
What time did you head out? At what time did you get on it this morning?
Well, I usually get at 7, but this morning I waited till it quit raining. About 9, I was out there.
7 o'clock every morning?
Well, not every morning, but this time of year I'll try to do it at my feet and knees. I try to give them a rest, but if I walk it a lot too. I'll walk it.
So you'll get on there at 7. Who's on the Greenway at 7 o'clock in
It's
the morning?
like what was that movie? Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
It's
Same
same
people.
people at the same time.
Is it very many?
Not that many.
We see-
Sometimes you get out, if it's hot, I'll get out there before daylight, so you get out there about 6. There's people that's out there in the dark. You know Billy Marr?
Yeah.
He walks it early, usually. If he's walking later than daylight, he slept late or something, maybe.
Billy Marr's got to be 70 now, right?
69.
So would you see 20 people that time of
Maybe,
morning?
yeah, maybe. There's, if you're biking, there's a couple of old guys, me. I guess I'm one of the old guys. Hey, there's a buddy on there. He's 90.
Is that Mr. Burns?
It's
I think I know him.
Wayne.
He's a good rider, right? I mean, he moves on.
Well, Wayne does 15 miles. He's cut back to 50. He used to do 20. And there'll be 5 bikers maybe, and then, there's not that many people early in the morning.
You stop and get a drink at the water fountains?
No, just go. Well, I have water with me if I want.
Yeah.
When I'm walking, I don't know.
You've got it made,
I do.
Joe.
I try to exercise there's no excuse not to, is there?
There's no excuse. I mean,
For me,
it's almost
If I don't have to go to work, so at least 6 days a week, I go to the Y. I've always gone to the Y
when you go to the Y?
in the mornings.
That early or after you bike?
Well, no, I
Or
won't
you
go.
do one or the other?
Well, sometimes I'll do both. Between 7 and 9, 7 and 8.
Well, the Y is a good thing,
And it's
isn't it?
the same people there too.
Same ones.
Yeah, pretty much. There's different. If you go in the afternoon, it's a different group.
I wonder if you went to the Y on a Friday night at, what time's it close?
I guess 8 or 9. I don't do anything. There's people there.
You got to figure whoever's there on Friday night at 8 o'clock has probably not got much of a social life, right?
Well, I don't do anything on Friday night. I don't have much of a social life either. I'm just not
They
going to be
got
on the
more
Y.
than I do.
I'm not going to be on the Y.
Yeah. Do you watch a lot of TV?
Probably more than I should. My wife thinks I do because all she does is
Documentaries?
read. Yeah, I like documentaries, movies. I
Netflix?
like series actually. I like a series because it's like a book they end.
A continuum? Like a continuum?
Yeah, I just watched. I tell you, a good one is Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's on Netflix. It's real good. And it's like 3.
Is it a documentary on him?
Yeah.
Boy, he's something, isn't he?
It was. It was really, you need to watch that.
I don't like much documentaries on sports stuff for some reason. I'm more into
I do.
documentaries on
Old sports, I'll watch. You know.
on somebody's life or something
Yeah.
like George Washington or
Yeah,
somebody that overcame adversities or something.
yeah,
A lot of times these sports guys, they're just born gifted.
yeah,
I mean, what's the advantage there?
yeah,
It's like saying, I'm born tall, give me a prize.
yeah,
But I guess they're competing against people that are tall or whatever.
yeah. I like the old, you know, from the 50s and 60s and the old
That's what
historical base.
That's like, yeah. And
I don't even, you know, I was obsessed growing up, absolutely obsessed with baseball as a kid.
everybody was, I guess, right?
And at some point it just ended. I don't know, before I came here, I was watching the UT play. 2 innings, I was like, I can't do it. You know, I can't make it. I can't name one Major League Baseball player, not one.
I think that
I used to
baseball
know the lineups and their averages.
had the baseball cards and
Oh, yeah.
know how
Have
many
it.
RBIs and all of
Yeah.
that stuff. I think that baseball really got set back when they had that strike. Remember that strike they had for like a year
Yes,
or
I
something
just
like
lost
that?
interest. It puts me to sleep, unless it's at the end or something. Now, I like basketball as my sport to watch.
I don't think I've ever watched a basketball game.
I was, I played a lot, and
That may be what's wrong with your knees, right? Because a lot of
Yeah.
people that played a lot of
well,
basketball.
I didn't. I was a gym rat. I just played around town and stuff. Yeah, my uncle was the coach at Tennessee Westland, so as a kid, I went to basketball games there. I thought that was big time basketball.
Was that have been your mother's?
No, my father's brother.
Oh, so there was 3 of them, 3 Cates.
Yeah, he was a All-American, played pro and everything.
Is that right? Was he tall?
6'6". Yeah,
So that was the 3rd brother?
yeah, the youngest one.
Was he lived in Cleveland until they moved, I guess?
No, he was in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
But I mean,
Except when he was in Athens, Tennessee.
but they were all born here.
Yeah,
So he moved away after high school or something?
yeah, when he went off to college. I mean, he was in the Army first, did the 2 years
Yeah.
during the war,
Yeah.
and then went to college and played Western Kentucky back in the.
You know, they don't have family reunions like they used to, the big, because if you did, where do you stop that relate? I'd say that if you traced mine and your history back, there's probably even a connection there.
Yeah,
By some branch kin or something like that.
yeah,
It's strange, isn't it?
yeah,
But aren't we so blessed to be grown up in the same town,
yeah,
and you go to some of these things and you say, I know them. Somebody was asking me about a guy at church, and I said, well, I knew his grandfather. He was
Yeah.
one of my best friends. I know that kid's a good kid
yeah.
from that. Isn't that weird?
Well, that helped me a lot. It really did, just from knowing where I came from.
Why, sure.
A lot. I mean, I had a lot of it wasn't me.
It's just in us to not. It's just I don't know. It seems like it's a sign of kind of a responsibility or
Yeah. Well, you know,
something.
Dillard Construction out of Athens. I had done a project with him up in Polk County when I worked for the district, and so he knew me pretty well. We did a industrial project. He did Angel Systems up there. He built that. So I knew him pretty well, and so when I see marriage, he calls me one day and he says, Joe, I need to come by, and it was Ronnie Jackson that owned Jackson Manufacturing, and I didn't know him, but I knew who he was, and he said he's real upset. It was that stormwater stuff. He's real upset, said he's not going to do it. I said, well, bring him by. And so when he came in, Dillard rolled that, and he was saying, he's upset, he's really going to. So he rolls out the plans, and Mr. Jackson looked at me, he said, Cate. He said, you can't any of the Cates here in Cleveland? I said, yeah. I said, I'm sure you know my dad. Well, my grandfather worked for Jackson, for a Cleveland Share. My father worked for Cleveland Share back in the long time ago. And he said the first 2 people I ever worked for was my grandfather and father. And he just went on and on. I knew this was coming.
Yeah.
And so we get down to top of that, and he just looked over at Dillard and he said, well, just do whatever he says. And so they left. And Dillard called me about 30 minutes later. He said, "What the hell was that?" I said, "Well, it wasn't me, Dillard. It wasn't me, Steve." He just knew my father and grandfather.
Well, that is the way it works.
I know. He had no idea who
The
I
first
was.
time
He
I
didn't
went,
know that I was a Cate from Cleveland. So.
I went into the bank one time, and second time I got along, I went to the Bank of Cleveland. It was John Hale. I didn't know him. He didn't know me, I don't guess. Anyway, I filled out the application. I guess I was 22 or 20 or something. And I gave him my application. He said, "Well, I've never known a Burris not to pay their bills."
Yeah. You can't do that anymore.
You can't do it anymore.
No.
But you could then.
Yeah. Sign here.
You know, it goes back to saying it's not what it's. You hate to say it's not what you know, but it's who you know. But it is, and that's why it's important to know people and to have a good name and to have a good reputation, and
Yeah.
it's worth more than money.
But I had several cases of that, which helped me usually.
You know, it's really astonishing how that has gotten us out of more jams than maybe we even know.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
I remember I had a speeding ticket, and I was going to see Sheridan Randolph, the judge, and I was just sitting in the back, and he said, "Tell Dee to slow down." You know, it's one of those deals. Joe, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I want to say one thing about Raymond Woods. You remember Raymond?
Oh, yeah.
He was one of my best friends too, and one of Larry's best friends.
They were the best friends.
They went to elementary, junior high, high school, college, roomed together.
He tried to change Larry all those years and never.
He said he never could.
I know. You know, I knew Raymond from when I worked with Larry, and we'd go to Nashville, and we would stop in Murfreesboro, and he had I'd never seen that. It was this old historic house.
902.
Yeah,
Wasn't it the 902?
And boy, he had a business going.
Oh, he had it here.
Stopped by there several times, and then he came to Cleveland. And his wife, Carolyn, she's good for, well, like I say, my wife's really good friends with Raymond and Carolyn, and she would come for Thanksgiving the first few years with us and everything.
Carolyn. Without Raymond?
Well, no, this was after he died.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
And so she ended up going to Murfreesboro because that's where she had lived before.
She always said she was going back to Murfreesboro.
But finally she ended up in Nashville, and she's it was a friend, best friend. She lives close to her best friend there. She sends us a note every year and lets us know what she's up to. So
Raymond was so smart.
Oh yeah.
He was, I asked him one time, I said, "Raymond," I said, "what'd you have to do to cut hair?" He said, "Well, I went to MTSU, and then
He had a business degree.
he said, I got a degree in business, a minor in psychology.
He went to he went to graduate school, huh?
Graduate school, and then he went to Florida
Yeah.
to teach school.
Yeah.
And I said, "Boy, you have to do all that to cut hair?" And he said, "No, that's what I had to do." In other words, that was his journey.
Yeah, he went through it.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
That's a different way to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
He had to go that whole route.
You know, last time I saw him, he was sitting out in his little swing out there. He was really sick. You know?
Oh, he was sick.
And he said, you know, he was ready because he said he'd lived a real life. But he said he had lived a life that was better than most kings and queens. He said I could take a hot shower anytime I wanted to.
He was one of the smartest guys I ever knew. See,
He said I never was too cold, I never was too hot.
He was so smart. I mean, I just
Did
can't.
he cut your hair?
Oh, he cut it every 2 weeks. I got it cut when I didn't even need it cut. That's his cabinet. He gave me that. It's a radio
No,
cabinet.
he never cut my hair.
It was an antique. But
I wasn't that particular.
I was with him. I was with him a week before he died. me and Larry were out in the gazebo, and he was smoking pot, because that's what Raymond did. And it was so sad. I still can't hardly go to that coffee shop now.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go there.
But I was in there one day, and I was frustrated, and he was cutting my hair. You were the only one in there. So when you got there, you would go on the hour, like at 4 o'clock, and you're out, and you left at 10 till 5. And the reason is because when you arrived at his place, you didn't see the other customer leaving.
Yeah.
It was all about you, that whole 40 minutes, and he'd give you whatever
You didn't get a glass of wine, though, did you?
No, but he'd give you whatever you wanted, whatever you wanted, he'd have it sitting there ready for you. So anyway, one day but one thing about it, people thought he was high, and he was high, but you could go between when you had your hair cut and the next time, and you could go by for maintenance.
Yeah.
So that's what that 10 minutes before the hour is for. Is for the person to run in and get the maintenance. He just cut something off.
He cut my sister has real big curly hair. She lives in Maryville, and they got real close. He cut her hair. And she had a friend that would come with her from Maryville. He cut her hair. Cut my mother's hair for years. And cut my wife's hair, who has unbelievable curly hair. That was the only one that she could find to cut
He was
her.
an artist.
Yeah, and yeah, I knew Raymond well. So.
One day I was there and I was frustrated, and he said, "What's wrong?" I said, "I'm just so busy, Raymond." He said, "Well, you need to start charging more." And I said, "I can't. All you can charge is 10%. He said, "Don't tell me that. I just charged you $50 for a $5 haircut."
Yeah.
Raymond Woods, they don't know how smart he was.
Yeah.
He had 150 regular customers.
Did he really?
Now think about that.
Well, he had it figured exactly how much money he needed, and that's all he did.
And he never took any, people you might think he took cash. He didn't do none of that.
Yeah.
He was all up and above board. And, he would go to the river, I think it was Mondays or Tuesdays, whatever day. He would do that sculling with the water. He was something else, man. Raymond was something else.
Yeah. That's a shame he got cancer because he lived an awful healthy life.
Wasn't it something? You had Larry, who smoked all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Drank all the time. And whatever else all the
Larry
time.
could live to be 112 if he hadn't, I believe.
He outlived Raymond.
Yeah, I
and
know.
Raymond was a vegetarian, exercised, did everything right.
Yeah.
But I guess Larry didn't outlive him, but what, for 3 or 4 years?
Yeah. I met Larry's new family at the funeral.
Chad.
No.
Chad? No.
Chad was his
First
his
son,
son.
yeah.
I'm talking about the one that showed up later.
The one that showed up. Well, see, Raymond was with him
And
when
those kids loved Larry.
everybody loved Larry. But
He said it was the weirdest. He goes in there, that boy, he's not boys, but he said, "Well, kids, I've got an odd thing to tell you. You've got a new grandfather." That's
well, oddly enough, and I'm being honest.
But Larry
with
was
you,
innocent on all that. He had no idea.
He had no idea. See, this is the truth, and I'm not making this up. I was in Larry's gazebo when Larry told Raymond because the guy just showed up at his door like a week before. And Raymond was with Larry that night he got her pregnant.
I didn't know that story.
That's the truth. And
Well, she left for, it was summer. Around summer, she went home for the summer, and he never heard from her.
her daddy wouldn't let her go back because it was abomination at that time. But later on, like I don't know, maybe 6 months later or something, I said to Larry, I said something to somebody, and I said something. He said, "Oh no, don't be embarrassed to tell that story. It's a wonderful story." Larry was always so positive. Anybody else would think that was a
when
bad.
he came by, Larry thought it was like, they said, "This guy's come by," and he thought, "Oh no, IRS.
Right.
And so the guy walks in, and he said when he saw him, he thought, man, he looks like Chad. That was his son that died. And the guy said, did you know so-and-so? And he said, yeah. And said, well, that's my mother. He said, and you're my father, you know. And he said, do you drink? And he said, yeah. And he said, you want to go get a drink? So they went to the Elks Club, and so when he went in, the lady says, oh, Larry, is this your son? I haven't met him.
God, he looked just like him.
Well, I was shocked when I met him, and I said, I'm sorry, I'm looking at you like, he said, I know, but he was taller.
Taller than Larry?
Yeah.
Larry was tall.
Did you ever meet him?
I never saw him. I talked to him on the phone,
he's a nice guy.
but I never did.
He's a tall guy, and but the grandkids loved Larry. They just loved him.
You know, when Larry died, they came and got all of his stuff and left. And they left me that cabinet, and I got his hats and everything. About 2 weeks later, I get this call. It says, this is so-and-so, I'm Larry's son.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure that he paid in full and that he didn't owe you any money. I said, no, Larry didn't owe me anything. And that was so nice of him. It was like the smoke had all cleared, and he wanted to make sure.
That's something.
I mean, that's something now.
Yeah.
Because I never really met him.
Mm-hmm. Well, the girls, he had granddaughters there. They loved him. But they said what was it? He had to, he wouldn't stay out of Cleveland. He could not stay away. And they said he got in his car, and he's supposed to have that oxygen, and I don't think he had the oxygen.
No,
and he headed to Cleveland from Atlanta, got up here and went straight to the Elks Club, and he just couldn't stand.
Probably getting back for Showdown or whatever they have
it
there.
was, yeah. They said they couldn't get him to stay away, so that was what.
He was real happy.
He loved Cleveland.
He loves Cleveland. He was very positive. He was so happy. I was at the liar's table one morning, and it was a Sunday morning, and there were two guys there, and I won't tell you who they were. But one was right here, and one was right there, and this one at the end of the table said something about Democrats. Well, this other guy at the end of the table stood up. It was a Sunday morning early. You know how everybody's kind of in a bad mood. And he stood up, and he started coming towards this guy. And Larry's sitting reading the newspaper. You know how he always read the newspaper, kind of held it high. And he said, and I won't say his right name, he said, sit down, Fred. He never opened, he never did nothing. He said, sit down, Fred. And that's all that guy needed was an excuse. And he sat down, and Larry never looked up, never did. He said, sit down, Fred.
I'll tell you the best Larry Presswood story, though, is Craig Bivens told it. Larry and Ann had built a house, they said. He went on a development up in Cookville. And they built the first house in this subdivision. And field mice kept coming in the house. So he calls Craig. Well, he couldn't set a mouse trap.
He wasn't going to. He couldn't and wasn't going to.
So he calls Craig and says, hey, Craig, come on out. Could you bring some mouse traps? I've had this mice in here. Craig said, yeah, I'll bring them. So he said they hung around a while. He said, well, Larry, I need to get home. Show me where those mice have been. He said, well, right there in the kitchen, right there in the freezer. So Craig said he set 2 mouse traps out. And left, and Ann said about 3 o'clock in the morning she heard this screaming and went in there in the kitchen.
Larry,
he had one on both feet. He went to the refrigerator.
And he kind of walked like that anyway.
Did you hear when he fell through Scott Canovis' ceiling?
Oh, do I?
Oh, man, that was something.
He'd walk home from the Elks. Instead of drive, so he didn't need Scott Canovis.
Oh, Lord. I told Scott, I said, Scott, you may be a good lawyer, but I said, you'd never win that case because Larry could line up 50 people that would say, would you let Larry in your attic? No, I wouldn't let him in my attic.
I mean,
who would let Larry get
who
in
would
their
let
attic?
Larry in his attic? I got that rug out there he sold me out in the lobby, and before I bought it, it was this fancy.
From Carolyn? Well, what was his name?
I bought,
yeah. We bought in our house.
Wasn't it? I think he
Carol
called her.
sold Persian rugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got two.
Well, I've got one.
Yeah.
But I think he called her Carol.
Carol, yeah.
And so I had Larry on the podcast. The sound was
Yeah.
off because we both forgot to put our microphones on, so it was all messed up. But anyway, so I got him here. I said, before I bought it, it was a real expensive rug. And so when he got here, I said, he said, oh, that thing ain't that expensive. All of a sudden, it wasn't that good. But he was a great guy, Larry.
Yeah.
I really loved him.
Well, I owed my career to Larry Presswood, for sure. I don't know where I'd ended up if I hadn't hooked up with Larry. Probably not Cleveland.
You know, me and him used to walk the Greenway together on Sundays. Me and him and
Well, I took him, he and George McCoy came on a hike with us one day.
Yeah.
And it was it's about a 9 mile, it was a tough hike. He did okay.
Larry could walk. He
I was
had
a little
long,
worried about him.
Oh, he had those long strides.
It was
You couldn't keep. He stepped two.
Rock Creek, you know where that is up in Polk County? It's a hard hike. He went.
Hadn't been
He
there.
made it. But that's the only time he went. So.
Well, he had a long stride.
Yeah.
Like he'd step 2 to mine.
Yeah.
He had a distinct
Smoked
walk.
cigarettes,
Yeah, smoke cigarettes, wear that hat.
Denny Griffith has one of his hats.
Well, I've got
It's
4 of them.
one of those little rain hats he wore.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was with Tom Murphy. Do you know Tom?
Yep.
He's a friend. We were at this people's house, and Tom drove up in Larry's, that wagon with the wood.
Yeah.
And I said, is that Larry's? He said, yeah, I bought it. and so we were standing there talking. I said, man, I like that shirt you've got on. He said, it was Larry's shirt. He was driving his car wearing his shirt.
You know, Larry fixed his house up nice, didn't he?
Oh,
He had
yeah.
a knack for that.
Yeah, he did.
I went
was it him or Raymond? I always
It
thought
was probably Raymond. It was probably Raymond.
Yeah.
You know, I went to all of his Christmas or
Yeah.
Halloween parties.
Yeah, I did those. Well, I did several
Yeah.
of them. Yeah.
Larry was a great guy. But boy, there's a lot of people that's gone on the past, and we are very lucky to live in Cleveland, and it's not over.
No. I got a new phone a few months ago, and I thought, well, I need to get rid of some of these old numbers. And man, that's scary. That's scary.
I can't get rid of him. I've still got
How many?
Larry's on my voicemail. I've still got him on my voicemail.
I had a good friend. I accidentally erased his last message, and I hate that.
You know-
I got rid of those numbers. They
What?
kept popping up. That's why.
Yeah. Makes you wonder. And I'm sort of superstitious. you know, don't get rid of it. That's my problem. When I get to be 70, I'll just have a thing of old farts.
I hope I'm still in it.
I hope so. You're a legend, Joe.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I know it, and Bradley County knows it.
Well, thank you.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.